the plan is what we're going to be doing on here. For those of you guys who are on the voice chat with Top 500 through RNG&T, thank you so much. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Nate, for the follow. What we're going to be doing here, for those who are in the chat, because in our live stream at twitch.tv RNG&T, your voices can be heard. For kind of sake of ease, I'm just kind of checking to make sure I got everything set here. Kind of the plan right now is I will probably be kind of muting you guys if you don't mute yourselves. And we'll kind of get started, and there's no real official way to do this, but we're gonna kind of go one by one and kind of just talk our feelings out. Does that sound okay with everybody? Cool.
Sounds
Okay.
like probably the best way to do it.
Alrighty. So, Katie, if you would like, do you want to kind of start things? I'm going to kind of mute everybody except for you. If we want to kind of get started, does that sound good?
Yeah, that's fine. Just give me a minute or so, and then I'll start talking. So I'm not doing both at once.
Yeah, not a problem. So yes, thank you guys who are already muting yourselves. That makes my life a lot easier. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I think what we're gonna kind of be doing is Katie's gonna kind of get started. And if you have something you would like to say on our top 500 chat, either you can say I'd like to say something, or if you don't maybe feel comfortable saying out loud in your voice, I am more than happy to read it out for you for the stream. Not a problem. So we really we appreciate everybody being here in whatever capacity you can be. Whether it's just watching this stream right now, whether you are on the RNG&T Discord channel, we really appreciate everybody being with us here today to celebrate Wyleeum and how much he means to us. I can say for me personally, I didn't get to know Wyleeum for very long, but I think what's amazing to me is just seeing how many people he's been, touched, whose lives he's touched, and how we are, people I've never met before and people who haven't seen each other in years just all coming together for one person. I think that's so powerful to see. So thank you all for, coming to be a part of that. Thank you. Also on the chat, if you have, maybe you're not able to join the Discord channel, you're watching through the chat, you can comment on Twitch. If there's some, I would for sure be willing also to say, to speak on your behalf if you write something on the chat. So I will keep my eyes open on all of those things. One thing I will say, this was kind of said earlier, but I'll say out loud for the stream. We were able to get in contact with Wyleeum's sister. We were able to finally reach out to her. And she said, our family would just like to thank you and the online gaming community for the support and outpouring of love you have shown for my brother. It means a lot to us. He is loved by many and will be missed dearly. Goodness, this camera isn't going to be able to go out any farther to include everybody here.
So many people here.
I know.
If you want to join in Final Fantasy XIV, we are at Wyleeum's plot. It is the Sargatanis server, Aether Data Center, in the Goblet, Ward 5, Plot 45.
There is also, I need to look for the link. So his guest book at his house is unfortunately full. We had a lot of people attempting to try to help with that problem, but there's just nothing we can do, unfortunately. But there is, however, something we were sent. Sorry, I'm just looking for the link right now. I think it was sent on our Discord chat earlier, but I'm gonna put it in the top 500 and pin it. Just 1 second, guys. There's kind of an online other booklet for people to to write in and such. Here it is. I have it pinned. So that site, it says, has the information form, but just also you can log. I think you can basically kind of make like a guest book, sign on there. I'm also gonna put it on the on the Twitch chat for those who are interested but cannot get on. Oh, get on there. Very welcome, noobs. We're really happy to be able to provide this for everybody, and, for how close he is home to us as well. All right, Katie will be talking on the RNG and T stream very shortly. Just so many people here. We're just kind of trying to. Christine's just kind of trying to figure out her heads-up display and stuff like that. But we will keep once we're ready to go with Katie. We will be speaking on here, regardless of how it may look on the screen.
I am on the PS4, so hitting X on my keyboard, I don't know.
X on the keyboard's not the same. It's like a phrase is saying something about something in character configuration.
Yeah, I see it here.
Fair enough, decibels. I think we're all trying to help each other out here. Saying it, helping out noobs.
I just want to leave the chat open too. So give me a moment, guys. Sorry.
It's okay. Katie needs a moment as well to kind of, before she'll start speaking, so no worries.
Might I make one quick suggestion?
Yes.
Maybe enlarge the chat box a little bit.
Yep, I'm gonna work on that. Just give me a moment.
Figuring out. Things in the PS4 are a little wonky. Or are you talking about the Twitch chat, or are you talking about the game chat?
Game chat.
The game chat.
I enjoy it. I got it.
Gotcha.
Hi. So you're like selecting everything up at the top where it says display name presets. Just change where it says custom to hide.
To hide. Thank you.
There we go.
Probably going crazy.
What I did when I first got this is I just used the touchpad mouse and just sort of enlarged that myself as best I could. But whatever works.
It's a little hard on the PS4 right now.
How do you do that? The mouse thing, I forgot. It's been a while for me.
Well, I mean, there is just like sliding around on the touchpad with your finger, but there is the virtual mouse mode, which is holding down, for me, it's L2 and pressing in R3. It might be L1 for you. I have my controller settings swapped around.
Gotcha.
Plug your mouse into PS4.
Not sure if that would be helpful.
Hold on. Do this too. List.
Thank you, T-Money, for following us. It's been a while. I haven't seen your name in a while.
Give me 1 second. Hello there. Hope this works.
It's working. It is indeed working. I see it. See it works. Now you're highlighting words. Right, everybody. Katie is ready to get started. So once again, I'm gonna have Katie speak. If you are interested in speaking on the stream, if you are in the Discord chat, just kind of give me a little highlight on our top 500 chat so I can make sure that you are next to speak. And if you would instead like something to be spoken on your behalf, just go ahead and type it in the top 500 chat. All right, Katie, if you'd like to take it away.
Okay, first I want to thank everybody for coming and for obviously putting this together on the side that I don't have the capacity to do. I am a PlayStation 4 player, so even getting screenshots at this time is pretty hard for me to do, but we figured it out. Wyleeum was a huge part of our FC. He did so much for everybody here. I mean, even just the smallest things like saying hello or helping somebody with gathering or helping somebody with crafting. He was always there to be the first to speak up about it. But he was an extremely elusive person in real life, so we never really got much information out of him. And like I said, after knowing him for over a year and, some time now, that I just discovered his name is Wyleeum, and I feel like a total fool, but that's totally something that he would do. Also, if you go into his FC or his personal house at some point, you'll notice that he only has one song playing, and it is the Papaya song, which he knew I had a great distaste for, but he definitely knew that I hung out in his house because he's a master decorator, and I always commented on it. But he left that song, I think, for me to annoy me for, you know, the rest of his time here on this server, whichever long or however long that's going to be. We're going to try and keep his house going as long as possible, and I'm going to work with his sister on that. But I really do appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out with us today and sharing all these stories about how he touched your lives. And again, from the smallest to the largest thing, he had a way about him, and he was an incredibly kind and generous person, and that's really showing on every platform we've seen so far. A quick story I want to share about him too. He logged in sometime around Easter and was like, you know, let's play hide and seek. And I mean, there were 12 of us. We're just hanging out on our FC lawn, standing around doing nothing, which happens a lot in patch lulls and downtime. And he's like, let's play hide and seek. Everybody go hide, and I will come find you. And I was a little person back then. I was a little Lalafell, so I figured I'm going to glitch myself into some furniture on someone's lawn, and I'm going to hide, and he's never going to find me because he turned all the names off. And he found me probably 20 minutes later. I was not the first, but I was not the last. And I was so mad at him for finding me because I was like, you must have had names turned on. He was like, nope, I didn't have names turned on. But afterwards, you know, we all went back to the lawn, and he literally was just like, let's get everybody a Spriggan mount. He's like, I'm gonna get everybody a Spriggan mount. Here's your code, here's your code, here's your code. And he just passed them out. And I think, I mean, he must have spent so much money. These mounts are, you know, $24 a piece. They're account-wide mounts, and he was handing them out to every single FC member that played with him that day. And I was just dumbfounded by this, how somebody could be this generous. And that's who he was. That's all these stories that I'm hearing of him purchasing subs, you know, bringing people up and watching streams, you know, always kind of rooting for the little guy. That's who he was. He was extremely generous, and he was an all-around amazing person, and he's going to be so missed by our FC, and I know that for a fact. I mean, everybody in here misses him. Maybe me a little bit more so than everybody else, but I've also spent a lot more time with him, and I think that we're definitely going to be remembering him for a very long time just because of his kindness and his generosity.
I'm just gonna read some of the stuff on the FF14 chat. Like Kuslin says, the thing that I will always remember about Wiley is that he always gave and gave and gave and never would ask for anything in return, and would usually fight you if you tried to give him something in return. He was just a stand-up FC member, person, and friend to us all. From Mame Pucci, every time an FC mate would ask for help crafting something and I would try to volunteer, he would beat me to the punch. I'd huff at him because I wanted to help too, but it made me so happy that we had someone like him in our FC. Koka Hanado says, it just saddens us much that a warrior of light like him is gone. Nevertheless, they'll be remembered fully. Socorro Don says, I got one of those Spriggan mounts. I was so blown away to hear that he got everyone else one also. Kokoro Kora says, I didn't know him very well, but I recall one afternoon when our ragtag tiny FC was on our front lawn, and I saw him pass by and stop for a moment. I wonder what he thought. Getting to know him through all of your memories has been an honor and a privilege. If anybody on our Discord chat would like to speak, please let me know. Richless. I'm so sorry if I say these wrong, by the way, because I do not know names as well. Richless Auroria says, I met Wyleeum back when I first started FF14. He was always there offering advice or running a roulette for the umpteenth time just because someone needed a fourth. He was a selfless, giving individual, and we'll miss him dearly. Rest in peace, buddy.
I guess I'll be brave and start if you don't mind.
Go ahead, thank you.
Alright, so, to be honest, I'm in a completely different data center, and I met him as well as a lot of people I know that are here through, obviously, Limit Break Radio. And damn, I'm even looking at my, Limit Break Radio, army tag right now, as, this is happening. But I met, like, a lot of great people, and of course, one of those people was Wyleeum. And even though, like, I wasn't, on Sergeant Tennis or for the data center, at all, I have no honest memories of, 14 with him beyond the fact that, we were listeners and occasionally talked on Limit Break Radio and whatnot. But a lot of my memories usually come from hanging out in Skuro's Twitch chat, specifically with Wyleeum. And I thought it was always since everyone likes to make fun of Skuro, and Skuro's a good dude. We don't like to make fun of him. We just like to shoot the shit with him and everything like that. But I always thought it was funny how he joked about, and with the expression that we're all talking with the top 500. And I always thought it was like a joke because Skuro's and Platinum Diamond, and he was like, yo, get the top 500, but I'm learning as I find more information, and unfortunately with what I found out Monday, that he was legitimately serious. He actually wanted you to actually be and do the best at what you're doing. So it's nice to see that he was just so encouraging to everybody. And I'd occasionally talk to him, but I didn't talk to him a lot, unfortunately. But I kind of wish I did, knowing that. And it's just nice to know that all this information I'm finding out about him, about how much of a good dude he is. His time definitely came too short, and kind of wish he was here just so he could spread that positivity more and more. So I'm definitely gonna miss him. I'm also gonna miss that I didn't get to know him even more than I already had.
Thank you, Sin, for sharing that. Escalia has requested to be next. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. It has been obviously a long time now since I have addressed the Final Fantasy XIV community, and I wish more than anything that it was under any other circumstance than this. Wyleeum was one of our longest fans. I mean, to put it in context, Wyleeum was a fan of Limit Break Radio longer than I was, and all the way back to the earliest days of the show. He was not just a fan, but a vocal supporter of the show. I don't think it will surprise anyone to hear that Limit Break Radio was not always the easiest show to do. There were many Sundays where I would have much rather just gone to bed, rolled it back over and slept in on a Sunday. And it was fans like Wyleeum who made that show worth doing every single week. I didn't get to really know him personally. I only knew him as a fan and a listener and a supporter. But he was there for every charity stream that I ran, and he was a generous donor on them. He was a constant giver of subs in the chat. He was behind us on Patreon when we launched it. He supported us in every way that a fan could, and he took us all the way through what I'm doing today. I can say without a shred of doubt that it is people like him that are the reason I have the career that I do today. And so if you're out there somewhere, Wyleeum, and wondering if you made a difference in people's lives, I can say with 100% certainty that you made a huge difference in my life. So Godspeed, Wyleeum. I love you.
Thank you, Escalia. I know there was something said in the Final Fantasy XIV chat that I unfortunately missed, but I know Stickle Quad has talked about a commission, and I see here when I finally gave him his commission, he thanked me and reminded me multiple times how much he liked it. I want to thank him for those kind words, and I want to know how much that meant to me as an artist. He has always been so kind to our FC members, especially during these trying times. We will all miss you very much. Rest in peace, Wyleeum. Callan Rose says, I don't know him as well as most people here, but hearing your stories and memories of him make me wish... Oh, sorry, it moved. Make me wish that I had been to know him as well as you all do. He truly sounds like a wonderful person. Gidget Westfall says, Wiley was a really amazing person. Generous isn't enough to describe him. He was extremely selfless and always cared about others more than him. I met him in game in 2015, but our friendship grew beyond that, and he wound up being one of my very best friends. He was always there when I needed him, and he was always very supportive. I know by talking to him a lot that he cared deeply about everyone. I want to tell him that I hope he knows he made a really amazing impact in people's lives. Anybody else in our Discord chat like to speak?
I'd like to share a message from one of our FC members.
Please do.
This is from Seki. She's one of our oldest FC members and probably one of the biggest hearted people I've ever met. She says, Wiley was always there to answer questions and help in any way. He would discreetly cheer everyone up. I had some trouble not too long ago, and I thought I would have to stop my account for a while. But our FC leader said, oh, no, you're not. Someone has given me a gift card for you for times like this. Reluctantly, I accepted, and I found out through a birdie that it was Wiley, so I tried to thank him, but he didn't even tell me it was him. So I bugged him for a bit, my way of saying thank you.
Sale, go ahead.
Hello. It has been a very, very long time since I've been involved with any of the Final Fantasy Online platform. I wanted to say that when I found out that Wyleeum was so kind and had supported LBR since the days that I was involved, I wish that I had gotten the chance to get to know him. He sounds like my kind of people, especially with how much he was willing to go above and beyond for everyone that was even remotely in his life. And I really do wish the best for those that are left behind. And know that the kindness that he has shown is extended in return to each and every one of you. Anytime you need anybody to talk to, any of us will gladly do our best for you.
Thank you, Sale. On the FF14 chip, Marigold Solove says, I didn't know as long as the others, but he was always a constant presence in the FC, always willing to help and give advice and very kind. Just going to the FC house and seeing him there was always welcoming, even when he was away from AFK on the lawn. It was like him saying he was always there to help. In our Twitch chat, we have, I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, Zitotsu, who says, Wyleeum was super amazing. He was there when I had my first conflict. He definitely knew how to defend the weaker ones. Back when I was in my first FC, back when I started the game, he stood up for me. He was by my side when I started raiding, and he always created food for me. He was the best of the best, and he always made me want to log back into FF14 to see his silly face. Thank you, Lithia. I remember back when I had a bad day, I would sit on FF14, I'd cry, and he would just run around my character and spam hugs to me until I felt better. I can't count the number of times he's made me happy, and I've more than once maxed out the number of letters I can spam on Twitch due to how much I can type regarding him. There's just not enough words to say regarding this sad event. I also have Wind Up Warrior, who's on the FF14 chat, who says, forgive me because I didn't know Wyleeum personally, but I just want to say that all these touching stories about him have made my heart feel so full. This is my first Final Fantasy game ever, and I'm still learning about something new every day. The community here is so loving and kind, and Wyleeum is proof of that. I hope to become as wonderful a player in person someday. You inspire me. Rest in peace, Warrior of Light. Yes, thank you all for sharing your stories, with memories with Wyleeum. Even those who didn't know him personally, even those who only knew him for a small time. It really, I think it's really touching for all of us to be here together. We know that's what he would want. Nika says on the FF14 chat, I'm pretty sure multiple people resubscribed just to be here. If that doesn't say something about the impression he left, I don't know what does. It's very true. Some people I think are typing things out, which is just as fine. Oh, Katie, did you want me to say this for you? Thank you all for sharing every one of your memories. The outpouring of love and support for Wyleeum is amazing. You don't think you have this kind of impact on a person who plays the video game, but this community becomes our everything sometimes. We're not able to leave our homes or do things that others can. Guro unfortunately can't get his account to work, but we appreciate you being here regardless. Sometimes passwords can be the bane of our existence. Katie also says, sometimes the only escape we have is the world of yours. Sorry, or I'm gonna say it wrong. Orzea, and Wyleeum knew that and made sure none of us were without it. He gifted time cards, in-game items, subs, mounts, and would have given you the shirt off his back if it wasn't bound to him, because that's who he was. He was a great human being, and sometimes being a great human being is all the world needs that day. Erestian Eldrin says, same situation. Ella, thank you. Same situation here. I never even saw him in-game because I joined Final Fantasy XIV only about a month ago. Even now, I'm still trying to tell what a circle AoE is from Titan's annoying mechanics. I only could learn fast thanks to my brother, and I feel Wylee would have sped that learning process up tremendously. Even if I haven't seen him whatsoever, all these stories are making me get a lump in my throat. May Hadeling take you up into her embrace, Warrior of Light. Those in the Discord chat, feel free to chime in. I do also know I see some people I think are writing some things as well, so I will make sure to keep my eye on that as well. Don't think everyone, I'm not sure if everyone's finished in the Final Fantasy XIV chat, Kate. I think we have a couple in our Discord that still want to say something on the chat here, so I'm gonna wait here. Callan Rose says, I would hope that people would follow his example and just be kind to one another. I totally agree. Hoko Tetsumada says, I'll never forget him telling me I was important to him while he was sending me vegetables through mail as a meme to make me get a better diet in real life. Rest in peace, kind soul. Alright, and then our Discord chat for RNG&T, we have Noobs who says, I wanted to say thank you to Wyleeum for being such a positive person in today's gaming communities. It's such a rarity to see a person as kind and gracious as Wyleeum, whether it's in games or across our little Twitch communities. He's a great inspiration for all of us, and I feel he has made us all better people through his interactions with us. He would come into my Twitch streams when I had only one viewer. I don't have much more now, but I will always miss getting to know my viewer and him cheering me and my friends on to be the best. Top 500. Even donated subs just so we could unlock more emotes. Several times he donated to our stream, and in light of all the support from him in the community, we decided to do giveaways. Even then, he would never even purchase a ticket to win himself anything back. My thoughts go out to his family and everyone close to him. We also have Dark Flux who says, I, like many others, met Wyleeum through the LBR community. He was everyone's most loyal supporters regardless of their standing or status. When I started streaming, working to get into the platform, he would be my one consistent viewer. Even if no one else watching, he would be there, keeping me company. I am now more thankful for this time because it was a good opportunity to get to know him a bit better, though I wish I had a bit more time. I wish I could have had a bit more. He gifted my lowly channel enough subs to get a second emote slot on Christmas last year, and thus I decided to dedicate it to his memory. He always believed in others, and while he may be gone, he will always remain in my heart, cheering me on, and I will be sure not to squander that love. Thank you, Wyleeum. You will be blessed. You will be missed. Over on our Twitch, I see Decibel says he loved this community and everyone in it, even went to individual streams to show that support for those he met along the way. We have on the FF14 chat, Nira, who says, I am someone that comes from Midgar, and alas, I never knew Wylee. I can say for certain, though, from all of these stories, these wonderful and heartfelt tales of just what kind of a person he was. I know he was someone that was loved and someone that loved others. and put them before himself. I don't know if my words will have any meaning, nor will ease what pain members of his FC have felt, but I will say this. Wylee, though his light is no longer among us, it is among the stars. I know he is looking down at everyone here and is thankful to know that each and every one of you acknowledged him and loved him for who he was. May we meet again, Wylee, and may we see you in the stars. Rest well. We will watch for your light. On our Discord chat, Laura the Sandwich says, I remember watching a stream a few years ago with Nika and Escalia where they were playing FF11 and going through Wings of the Goddess. They had voice accents for donations, and I remember Wyleeum and I constantly donating whatever the amount was, so Escalia had to use a German mad scientist accent, and Nika had to use a sultry British accent for every cutscene. The whole chat was dying from laughter as they struggled through reading. Seeing the memories here in game and listening to everyone talk has me feeling somewhat happy knowing he was such a kind person to everyone he knew. My heart goes out to his family and friends. Rest in peace, Wylee. You are missed and you are loved. On our Twitch chat, Heartslot says, I didn't know Wyleeum very well, but he was always pleasant to speak with in Twitch chat. They say that a man's wealth isn't physical, but can be judged by the number of people they touch in a positive manner. The man's wealth is immeasurable by this response. Rest well. You did wonderful, my man. Scalia is offering to read the Azorian prayer in a German accent if anyone is interested. I am just speaking out to anyone who is able to either put it in the Twitch stream or in the Discord chat. While we figure out how to make up an Azorian prayer, I will continue to read whatever comments people have in honor of Wyleeum. right. We now have many different types of prayers. So, Escali, you ready to do this? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna mute so that I can't be heard.
And now comes your part. To cloak yourself in the fiction, to breathe light into the dead, and to give a voice to the voiceless. The bole is the trunk of the World Tree, planted by Nofika, the matron, and nurtured by the Althik, the keeper, and is the source of which all of life is said to have sprung. The balance is made prosperous by the traders Nald and Tal, but is kept in the equilibrium by the warden Azima. The spire is a great iron tower of spinning gears and taut springs constructed by Birgat, the builder, and is constantly under attack by Ralgar, the destroyer, but his 11 bolts only serve to power the tower. The arrow was created atop a lofty peak by Oshan, the wanderer, who was guided by Limlane, the navigator. The ewer is a vessel of Dalik, the scholar, from which pours forth a mighty river that contains all knowledge held in the past, the present, and the future, and contains the aether spun from the loom of Nymia, the spinner. The spear symbolizes Halon, the fury, whose domain was carved from frozen moonbeams of Minfina, the lover. May these gods take you into their arms, Wyleeum. We shall all miss you. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Those of you who know me know I have to listen to that live. So
I
thank you,
can't.
Escali.
Thank you, Hallie. Thank you.
Thank you, hon. There is now social pressure for Nika to also use a British sultry voice, so we will see if that is going to be a thing, but there is no pressure here. I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying not to laugh. It's not coming out well. Thank you, Capelli. He says in Discord chat that Wyleeum was hilarious. He would want us to laugh, which I believe makes sense. Oh, jeez. Oh. There's currently discussion over the line Thal's balls around here. I will share that because I imagine that is funny to the FF14 community. We are still open if anyone would either like to speak on the Discord chat through the stream, or if anyone would like to write anything, I will keep reading. Christine, your controller has low battery.
Thanks.
Just that you should know.
I'm scrolling up to see what we've missed here.
Yes, for sure. I mean, I'm watching it go, although I think I'm watching on the stream, so it might be a little slower than... Katie had said this earlier in the 14 chat, but I will say it because I think it still really speaks about Wyleeum as a person. Wyleeum was an FC member of Dreamers of Dawn for over a year and has been an extremely generous and kind member. We will greatly miss this warrior of light. He has given us the tools needed for us to craft, adventure, or simply just look good. Wiley was always sitting on our lawn, deflecting our "how are you" with lines like "yes," leaving you with no actual clue what he meant by it. Wiley was a great person, and digging through the rabbit hole of just how many people he's helped, lifted spirits for, or changed in some way is just insane. Some more things from Katie on the FF14 chat. It took us over a year and me this entire week to discover his name. Wyleeum, or should be Wyleeum, for that is his real name. Got us that entire time. We were all calling him Wyle or Wiley, like Wile E. Coyote. Just want you all to know that Dreamers of Dawn will miss him. If anyone has any memories they would like to share, please go ahead, as we are doing now. Fresco, go ahead.
Hey everybody. Just D-Works.
D,
Wiley
thank you.
Wiley was amazing. So as you can hear, I still call him Wiley. He was one of the reasons why I continued with crafting, because honestly at some point I really just was not feeling it. And I sat down with him one night and I said, can I just get some advice? Absolutely. And he sat down with me and we just talked for a while, just going over rotation. And I was like, thanks. I really appreciate the advice. He then proceeded to go to the market board, buy materials for all new gear for my crafter at the time. Not only HQ everything, he penta melded all of it on top of that. And I said, Wiley, I didn't ask for this, but thank you. And he says, don't worry about it. I even said once, I'd love to get my hands on that move. And again, he just went and made it and gave it to me. I said, Wiley, oh my gosh, thank you, but I can't. And this happened again and again. It would happen if he was selling material. Same thing. And then he would try to give me more. I'm like, I can't pay for this. He's like, just take. So he really helped me with crafting. He really helped me want to get more into the game. Just his generosity is incredible. I was also one of the receivers of the Spriggan Mount. I am forever grateful that I got to know him and I'm in with the stuff. So thank you.
Thank you, Dee, for sharing. I'm going to read another earlier story that Katie had shared to the FF14 chat. When I went Lalafell back in October, I had a few people express how awful Lalafell was, and Wiley saw it and got mad at it and logged out and back in as a Lalafell and bought Fantasias for anyone else who wanted to join, and it made me feel so supported and so good in seconds. He was a big softie, and it turns out he had a huge heart in and out of the game on many platforms. Hex on the FF14 chat earlier said back when, sorry I don't know the game of it, but SHB came out, I had mentioned that I wasn't going to finish my Gatherer's Crafters due to sheer laziness. He then proceeded to make me full sets of crafting gathering gear for level 80 to motivate me to finish leveling those classes so I wouldn't be so broke all the damn time. I felt like it would be a waste to leave those sets just sitting there, so I powered through and leveled my Gatherers and 2 main crafts to make use of them. Now they will be decorating my FC room. Thank you, Shadowbringers. It's one of the expansion packs. Thor Carson earlier said during the Final Fantasy XI show, there was a part about this emo cat noise video that they played, and it was hilarious. They replayed it on the FF14 show a few years later. And Wyleeum and I messaged each other back and forth for about 20 minutes, pissing ourselves laughing. It was one of the funniest times I've had in game.
The infamous cat.
For those of you who want to know, I believe it's, goodness, Vladiswar Narishana Cat's Love Song. So if you would like to look it up and also piss yourselves laughing.
It's the most hilarious thing ever.
Koka Hanato says, I remember when I came back to Sargatanas after being on a different server for a year. Joined DOD and first person I see was Wyleeum on the FC lawn, standing beside with Katie. Koka Hanada also said they had a particular personality around them, so it felt very calming whenever talking to them or asking for help, like actually wanting to finish and need the DOH-DOL. In the days when FC held events, and Wyleeum out of the blue donated on the day when we held a hide-and-seek event in the Spriggan Mounts for everyone. Yep, I think I've reread those ones. Did I say that? I guess. Yes, this was the beginning for Stico. Said Wyleeum commissioned me around the end of February, the very humorous. Yep, we said that one. Okay. There we go. Katie also said, Wyleeum's answer to almost everything he helped you with was, just accept it. And hearing all these stories, I can literally hear him saying, shh, just accept it. Well, we do, and we have, Wylee. We knew that telling you no thank you was only going to get us spammed with mog mail or vegetables or mysteriously left items in the FC house. And trust me, what the fuck Wylee was always met with, what? And yes, as Decibel says in our Twitch chat, it has been twice we have the cat song that is on here. I am kind of scared to play it. I haven't heard it before. Go ahead. I think it's you, Nate. Go ahead.
All right. I'm usually not awesome at these things, so I just really want to thank Wyleeum for the seriously long-term support that he had. Not just for, Limit Break Radio, but for really almost every project we ever did together. And you always hope for people who are as enthusiastic about the stuff you make as someone like Wyleeum is, and obviously his generosity has been noted. But that kind of enthusiasm is infectious, as we can all attest to here. So you will be missed. And if I can, I'll just go ahead and share the Cat's Love song in memory of him, if that's okay with you guys.
Definitely okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead.
All right. So in memory of Wyleeum, here is Vladiswar Nadishana's Cat's Love song. So there you go. In honor of Wyleeum answering the question, what happens if you auto-tune two cats fucking and put it to the Fire Temple music from Zelda? That's Vladiswar Nadishana's Cat's Love Song, We Shall Miss You.
Thank you, Nate, for sharing that. I'm gonna also share some other comments. First on the Twitch chat, Lithia. Hide and go seek story. I remember the first time Wiley and I first played hide and seek back on Brynhildra, which was where I originally met him on. Besides him running around and me laughing at him where he wasn't able to find me, we eventually found out even with or without names turned on, if you're hiding in the fish tank, your name is invisible. I'm not sure that ever got fixed. Also on the FF14 chat, we have Socorro Dawn who says, "Thank you everyone who has taken the time out of your day to come honor Wiley with us. Whether you knew him or not, it means so much to the Dreamers of Dawn to see so many of you here today." We have Elino Yoru, who says, "I will always remember Wiley for being so helpful no matter what. I remember first joining the FC and never wanted to ask for help out of shyness. He noticed my being hesitant along with Katie and Kylium and snapped me out of it. From then on, if he was on and I needed help, he was the first person to help me run anything. I will miss you, bud. Rest in peace." Also from the FF14 chat, Irenia says, "I remember getting a mount from him too, but I already had the Spriggan mount, so he got me one I had been eyeing for a while. I always think about him every time it pops up." Sorry, lost my train of thought. Please give me a second. It pops up as a random mount. Didn't know him long, but he did leave a very positive impression on me. Truly the embodiment of the kind of gamer I want to be. Irisi says, "I might not have known him as well or spoke much in general, but I did read a lot, and it was well known how sweet he was. He will be missed very much." Still here and reading if anyone else wants to either hop in and say something. I know after the Cat's Love Song, it's kind of hard to live up to that one. We have quite the fireworks show in game right now, which is pretty awesome.
Good thing I didn't turn off those effects.
Indeed. Very pretty. Goodness. Goodness, they're flashy. Yes, decibels. I hope it doesn't crush too many people either.
Oh my. There's a Spriggan mount. I've never seen it before.
Mega Welltel, did you want to speak, or did you just want me to... Did you want to go ahead and speak? See you on the chat. Okay. Go ahead, Mega Welltel. You can go ahead and talk. Hey, Mega Welltel, go ahead.
Hey, thank you. Just that I haven't really interacted with him much, just outside of, not outside of, LBR and the other projects chat and everything, but from what little I did interact with, I could tell he was a pretty decent guy, and from what everyone else is saying, yeah, that pretty much confirmed it. I'm sitting here thinking, like, shoot, if I was in his FC or anything, I might still be playing 14 now. Thanks, that was it.
Thank you for sharing. Go ahead, Skuro.
Okay. So, pretty much even like back from like Final Fantasy times when I used to actually play this game, I remember just Wyleeum sending me DMs after shows in which I was getting kind of ripped on or being a punching bag for the laughs. But again, I never really took offense to it. But I remember him just saying, hey, it's okay, you're not that terrible. This is actually kind of funny, or try to kind of be uplifting to me. I remember that like all the time, and it's like, hey man, it's just a bit. Like it's no big deal. Like I'm not upset about it. And from that point forward, I decided I was, I'm gonna do some streaming, but like I never wanted it to be. I guess I wanted to be kind of like a natural thing where people would find me, and of course, Wyleeum was one of the first people to find me. And I remember just, I don't know how many streams of just maybe the Stream Elements bot and Wyleeum being the only one in my chat. And just that being for the longest time, and just knowing that just meant the world to me, knowing that he was constantly there and would show up every stream, and at first it was, let's get to Master when I'd play some Overwatch. It was always, okay, let's get to Masters, And then, it took me forever to finally break Plat. When I broke Plat, I finally, broken a Diamond. And once I got to Diamond, sure enough, Wyleeum moves the goalpost on me and was like, you know what? Let's make it top 500 now. You're getting pretty good at this. Let's go top 500. Because at first I always thought it was just a gag and a joke. Just him kind of making fun of me and being like, all right, I'm playing like these like bronze and like gold games that are just completely horrible, and I'm tilting out of my mind. And I knew that he would just like laugh about it in chat and even kind of lean into it and provoke a little bit more, being like, oh yeah, I think Bastion's like a perfect meta pick, when it's like clearly just a terrible pick for what we're doing. But little by little, I understood, like, it was just, he really thought, I want to really motivate this guy. Like, I remember him telling me on the side, like, just, I really do think you play this really well, and I enjoy watching you play. And for someone that doesn't even watch Overwatch League, doesn't play anymore, he actually even gave me one of his accounts, which to me is the equivalent of just grabbing your shirt off your back and just saying, hey, are you cold? And handing it off to somebody else. It really meant just so much how much this guy was invested in what I did. Again, it wasn't even something that I felt like he personally really enjoyed all that much. And I just remember him donating like, what was it? I think he actually like did my max donation, which I even told him was like, I don't want to take a cent off of that. I put it all into alcohol so we could just essentially have like a drinking stream, and I would have like jalapeno beer and just disgusting things that I regret. But I didn't regret actually purchasing it for him. And I miss this guy so much. And to be honest, like I feel weird ever saying that someone, I was like their friend, because I feel like I'm almost like speaking for them, and I don't know why I feel like there needs to be like a handshake exchange of, all right, I'm your friend, you're my friend, okay, great, we're friends now. But I mean, I can definitely say without a doubt, Wyleeum he is my best friend, and I'm so sorry for losing him.
Thank you, Skuro. And yes, Omega Weltall, you heard him. Jalapeno beer. And yes, it sounds awful.
Skuro has to drink it now for him.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a toast for him. It is written. If anyone's new on the Discord channel, we are letting people speak their thoughts or memories for Wyleeum, or if talking's a little difficult, if you want to write it in the chat, I will of course read it out loud. Scar also says in the Twitch chat, I still have his latest donation spray. I have to put to, as he recommended, medieval themed alcohol. I only wish he would be there for that, but definitely plan to see it through. Sorry if you hear me clacking on the keyboard, guys. Unfortunately, my keyboard is very loud.
I gotta look at this Spriggan mount here. That is kind of neat.
Couple of newcomers, I think. So, oh. Okay. Luaith says, I have to be a mom again, feed my son before he looks like I starve him. Thank you all so much for putting this on the various communities Wylee was involved in. Helps put into perspective how amazing he was in every aspect of his life. His life is one that deserves celebration. If anybody's aware if there's a limit of voice chat, there's someone who wanted to join who was kicked out.
No limit.
No limit?
There's
Okay.
no limit. I can check the audit why if he was ever. Don't worry about that.
Okay. Excuse me.
Someone in game is asking if there will be a VOD for this. We will definitely get the VOD up as soon as this is over.
And we do have some people that are just joining our chat, so I just want to kind of make sure that they get a chance if they wanted to say anything before we end for today. Excuse me. To those who are new on the on our Discord chat, if you would like to say something, please speak up, or you can type in. We will read it out for you. Sebo, if you can go ahead and speak.
Thanks. Can y'all hear me well?
Yes.
Okay. Curious. I've been struggling with peer issues, trying to take all this, but being frustrated at the same time. I personally didn't know Wiley at all much. I know that he was part of us in the Limit Break Radio community back in the 11 days and in 14 days. From what everybody says, he was a very generous person, as I myself try to be at the same time. And it is heartbreaking when something like this happens in our community. And like I said, I had something I was going to say, and I'm just stuttering on it. But I want to say that he, it's a, I want to say that he's going to be missed, and I hope that he's please don't take this please take this more of a Christian perspective, but I hope he is in peace, and I hope he is doing well, that he is ascended to finally left in this terrible world that we go through every day. And I hope that all of his trials has been I'm sorry, but I'm hoping just in all this, I'm hoping that he's rests well and in peace in heaven in a Christian perspective. And he's going to be missed, and we're going to miss him. And God, please have rest on us in heaven. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. We also have Iris, who says that she'll never forget the friendship we had, and I'll always remember him. And I just kind of want to give, I think sometimes it can be really hard to find the words for a situation like this. So if you're having trouble, don't beat yourself up over it. We appreciate everyone who has either spoken today or has written a message to be spoken out loud. All are good and all are valid. Just to let everyone know, we don't want to rush everybody, but for the sake of time, we are basically going to be leaving 15 more minutes for the stream right now, and for everyone to speak out loud and such like that. For those in Eastern time, that would be 5:45. Please do the math your own time, as I'm very bad with times. But that means 15 minutes. So right now in my time it's 5:30. So at 5:45 we will be closing down the stream. So please, if you have anything that you want to say or type in, please go ahead and do that. Nutella, would you like to speak out loud, or do you want me just to read aloud what you're saying? Okay, Nutella, go ahead.
Thank you. Wyleeum, I didn't know you personally, but it's obvious to me the love being shown here, so it's touching me. To those grieving, I cannot offer more than my condolences, but this advice: grieve hard. Grieve hard, for you have earned it. And as you're grieving hard, hold those beautiful memories you are sharing harder. For as the scars that this pain will leave, that is your salve, those strong memories. And when you look at those scars of pain, those memories will come stronger. And then it will be the strength that leads to your recovery and your future. Thank you, Wyleeum, for what you have done for a community that I love. Both this game, Limit Break Radio, Checkpoint Radio, and many more that I never knew. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nutella, for sharing that. Clasoria says, didn't really talk to him much, but the thing that stood out most to me is when the 480 gear was released. I was drooling over the monk set, and without hesitation, he had turned around and gave me the set that he was making at the time. Now have a bit of a dance party, I think, going on. Which seems fair.
What?
And like Autumn Star says, no matter what you say or meant to say, it's all heartfelt. still open for anyone who wants to either say something or wants me to say anything out loud. Like I said, we're gonna continue having this open forum until about 5:45 Eastern time, and then we'll start to kind of wrap up. Even if you've already spoken, if you have another memory you'd like to share, now would be the time. Christine, should we share kind of how Wyleeum kind of helped us get off the ground with RNG&T?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'll try. I'm unfortunately bad with Twitch terms. You know, Christine and I started RNG&T ourselves after there was there's a different podcast that we were working on that unfortunately had to stop, and he was with us through the changeover and everything. And I mean, it really is, you know, immediately when we were able to get Twitch partnership, if I said that right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Affiliate status.
Affiliate, thank you. Not partner, sorry. We're not partner, we're affiliate. And he just, you know, what do you guys need to get to the next level with the emotes? We said, well, what was it? We needed 50 subs, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even during a stream. So we didn't do it during a time where it was obvious, where he would be lauded for, where everyone could see it. He just did it during an off time, just gifted 50 subs, just so we could get in this next, Oh, can you not hear me? Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, sorry. Sorry, the words in the Discord made me think I couldn't be heard. Yeah, he just gifted 50 subs for our followers. We really owe a lot to Wyleeum, even without the 50 subs, even without that. We just owe so much for his undying support through all of these changes, through all of, you know, what we've been trying to get started and everything. He was always there. There will definitely be a missed presence in our chat.
You can actually see it on our Twitch stream chat. It says Wyleeum is the #1 as the gift subber, #1 in bits given to us. Even though we just barely started last November, December. And yeah, again, being part of the Limerick Radio crew and Checkpoint crew, then following us over here, he just supported anyone and everyone, so it's tough. It's tough.
Katie just wants everyone to know if you need to talk or need to reach out, she is available for you, regardless of whether you're in the FC or Hypno or FC or not. I think we all, you know, I think Wyleeum would be there for us all if something were to happen to someone else, so let's all be there for each other. do want to give a shout out to the person dancing on the roof. I appreciate that person.
Of course, you always know he's these little things.
I don't know. It's very appreciated.
I wouldn't know that.
I appreciate you dancing on the roof.
So Wyleeum wrote this song for Wyleeum, so that's why he's playing it. Or not wrote the song, I'm sorry. He wrote the Bard program.
It's very cool.
About 5 minutes before we're going to be starting to wrap up our stream for today. Is there anybody who has anything else they'd like to say or to type in? Either get your courage to speak up or type really fast. We want to make sure I don't miss anybody.
Again, we'll have the VOD up after this, and we'll also try to put it up on YouTube for everyone.
Nika, if you would like to say something out loud, you may.
I honestly don't have any stories or anything to share, but I just remember him always being in streams all the time. Even if there wasn't a lot of people on the stream that day, he would still hang out and talk. I don't have anything else to say, but hi, everybody.
Thank you.
Hi, Nika.
I wish I had a more health story to share, but I feel like seeing everybody come out, and like I was saying, you know, tons of people resubscribe just to be here today, so I think that says a lot.
Got 2 more minutes. If anyone was dying to say something, now would be the time. There's also another person dancing on the roof. Kind of like that dance too.
Sarah, you need to start a character on 14.
We'll see.
I mean, you got 11.
Callie's telling me to do it? That's surprising.
I needed an excuse to do Emperor Pip Pop.
Uh-huh.
Do it. I couldn't help
It's okay. Forgive you. I don't know, guys. I'm not. Kayla can tell you, I am very slow on the uptake when it comes to MMO games. It takes me a while to learn the system.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. All right, one for don't. Got it.
Oh, you didn't recognize the voice, did you?
I did.
Oh no, Sarah.
What did I do wrong this time? One more minute, guys. One more minute.
If you are to join, Sarah, don't pick really, really convoluted.
I'm so sorry. Don't pick. Sorry, I got really distracted because I was trying to keep up with chats. Don't pick what?
Don't pick really convoluted classes.
Got it. Except they all look convoluted, so that's good.
Just pick Red Mage.
Pick Red Mage. Thanks. I made Summoner in FF11.
You did.
Don't pick Mage.
Don't pick. Jeez. All right. Well, we'll see. This is all very in the air. Okay, guys.
Maya.
Well,
My-
they're all easy now, though, after Shadowbringer.
My fellow Eorzeans.
Here we
It
go.
is with great pleasure and sadness in my heart that I get a chance to speak to you again. I would like to thank everyone for finding the time in the day to come and honor one such as Wyleeum. He was a great person, a great Eorzean. He feared Hydaelyn, and we will all better for having known him. And now, it is with sadness in my heart that I have to take my leave today. But I hope that we will all get a chance to see each other again. In a day, we have seen people like Sale. We've seen Kuki. We've seen Aniro. Seen Nika. And I believe that in spirit, somewhere, Juxta is probably ruining my day. So, Wyleeum, I want you to know that you have made a difference in all of our lives. So, Godspeed to you, Wyleeum, and may Hydaelyn bless Eorzea. Thank you.
Thank you, Callie Obama. It is past 5:45. So, Katie, if you would like to speak, and then we can all wrap up.
So I don't have a whole lot of experience with, anything Discord or Twitch related. Again, I play this game on PlayStation 4, if that sums up my noobness when it comes to a lot of this stuff. But I do want to say I really, really appreciate everything that everybody has done today, whether it's the Twitch or cats having sex apparently, whatever was played and said today, and you know, just the stream alone, it really means so much to me. We try really hard to make this FC a place that everybody likes coming to, and I'm glad that he was able to find a place with us. I really appreciate everybody's kind words and everything that they've said about Wyleeum. He was a really, really good friend to a lot of us, and he did a lot of really nice things for our FC. And if you've ever been a part of our FC, whether it's, you know, for an hour or even 10 minutes, you're like family to us, and I really, really mean that. We care about each other here, and Wyleeum's passing was, you know, pretty devastating to some of us because, you know, here's a guy who would sit around for hours and just help us, and that's what he did, and that's who he was. And I really, reaching out to all these different communities and finding out just how generous and kind of a person he was, I can't say it enough. He really made a huge impact on everybody in my FC and in this game, and I'm really, really glad that he was part of our family, and he meant the world to a lot of us. So I want to thank everybody for coming out and doing this. It's really, really great to have a wonderful community like this and to know how loved he was.
Thank you, Katie, for speaking. Sorry if I'm interrupting. Wasn't sure if there was more that if you wanted to add or feel good.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. As Darkflux says in our Discord chat, you know, this is the reason that this game and community still holds a special place in my heart. Even if I don't play regularly and get bored with the game, this game does capture the essence of what an MMO is really about. Community, friendship, and bonds. And I wanted to end with that because I think that's, you know, really, really just what this shows for everyone. You know, Wyleeum really touched each of us. And I think it's really awesome to show how we're all together for him. I want to thank everybody for coming out to supporting us. I want to thank Katie for working with us here at RNGNT to put this together. Thank you so much, everyone, for those of you who've never heard of us, just joining our Discord channel and joining our Twitch to even see all of this. You know, we're happy to do this for Wyleeum, who really impacted us as well as he's impacted all of you. You know, and Wyleeum's family, if you are still watching or if you're listening this later, you know, we just hope that you know, this shows how much he really did mean to all of us. And we are so sorry. So that's all that, you know, I have really to say. Just thank you guys so much for joining us today. And we will try to get the VOD up as soon as we're able to. So it should be on YouTube. If you're really trying to know when it's up, the best way is to either follow us on Twitter, RNGNT, or we'll make sure it's plastered all over the Discord chat, so watch out for that. He will find out. So yes, thank you guys all so very much. And I think with that, we will be off. Thank you.
Man, this is heartbreaking.
This is really special. I'm so glad we did this.
I really wish I could be able to. I really wish. I mean, I don't know if everyone will want it or whatnot. That's why I was going to ask first. But I really would. I really wish if I was very good with speech. Well, I really wish I could. If we would be, you know, what's wrong with me? I really wish I can get a letter from my pastor to do a prayer, but I mean, I'm going to need a little bit of time. If everyone's would like to do it or not, I don't want to force anything on anyone. I'm just not that great at speech, and I know I would stutter a lot. So I mean, That's why I didn't ask first. That's why I didn't do it. I was gonna try to see if I could get something for my pastor first, and then ask.
Yeah, I guess I know we're gonna be kind of finishing up here pretty quickly. I'm not sure, Christine, what you're thinking.
We are just wrapping up now.
Yeah.
We will send you over to another Twitch streamer, but again, thank you for joining us here.
For today, we're going to be wrapping up, but thank you guys all for joining and for those who spoke.
We just have a lot of post-production to do, so we're going to post that up. Again, our social media is RNGNT. Our socials on rngnt.com if you want to check it out. And that will do it. Is there anyone you know who we can raid? Anyone in the Twitch stream? Anyone here on Discord you know who we can raid? Who also plays Final Fantasy XIV?
Yes. Is anyone who can... any suggestions would be great.
I don't know who's on right now.
Unfortunately, we may have the people who would be playing right now.
Are we wanting to raid anyone, or is just someone that's playing 14 right now?
Anyone playing
We're
14?
hoping to look for 14, just because it fits with our theme for today.
Right. We'll look here, see if anyone I know here.
Jinx said something.
Thank you,
to say.
Yeah, thank you, Jinx. I didn't know Wyleeum, but for what it's worth, as I raid today, my Black Mage fires will burn brighter, hotter, and freeze deeper today in honor of them. Thank you. Okay, we're just looking for a streamer for you guys all to raid and say hi.
He's not playing 14. He's actually playing Animal Crossing, but you got Mr. Happy who's running right now.
Nope, he already has enough followers. I'm sorry.
We're gonna help smaller people. Just like we help. It's like we're small people.
Smaller people. We support the smaller streamers just as Wyleeum supported us too. So.
Fair enough. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Let me look. Let's see here.
Kara's streaming, I think.
Kara? What's the
Kara Wolf, she was
Kara.
see that one day, yeah. I'm in her FC on my main character.
She is. Okay, perfect. We are gonna go over to her channel, Kara Wolf. Tell her we said hello. And again, thank you so much for hanging out with us in honor of Wyleeum. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Small scopic. What is that?
I think Decibels thought you said that. I said something I think that you said, but I definitely like the name. Small scopic. I like it.
Anyway, say hi to Kara Wolf, and again, in memory of Wyleeum. Remember, do the same as him. Be generous. Be appreciative. Help everyone else, and follow Wyleeum's example as he helped us and everyone here. Have a good night, guys.